Hi friends, this is your host and brother Soumya. Welcome you back with another new video in EPL Canvas. As we are fast approaching Game Week 9 deadline, with lots of activities being planned from here on, with few casualties to take care of, and still sustaining the after effects of international break. So, without waiting further, let's recap on how the team has performed in 8th game week, and after that, we'll plan for the upcoming game week transfer and probable lineup. But before starting, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please click on the subscribe button. Also make sure to enable the bell icon button beside it to keep updated of the upcoming videos. Now, coming to the Game Week 8 highlights, Haaland just continues his stellar run of form after opening Villa's scoreboard in a 3-1 victory against Fulham, finding his second goal in last 3 game weeks. However, despite of one attempt on target and creating two key opportunities, Bryan Mbeumo blanked against Manchester United, with the attacker providing no return only of his third game week out of 8. The last was in a 2-1 loss against Manchester City in fourth game week. New signing for Conte didn't disappoint with his selection, with the midfielder drawing the first blood for Leicester City in a 3-2 victory against Saints, with Leicester making a dramatic comeback after trailing by 2 goals in the first half. Meanwhile, defense has been the suffering area this season, with the backline failing to make a double figure mark this game week, even after the late substitution of Nathan Collins from the bench for the injured Bukayo Saka. Didn't help much, adding more salt to the wound. However, Flecken rewarded with 2 extra vital points from his average of 2 per match, making 9 saves, keeping the scoreboard respectable against United. Captain Erling Haaland blanks for the third game week straight, with the Norwegian hitman continues his mini drought as the striker was invisible throughout the match, failing to take a single attempt in the opposition goal. However, thanks to Masood and Masala for letting finish the game week on a positive note, with the striker scoring the only goal in a 1-0 victory against Crystal Palace, as Salah played a crucial role in both the goals, dispatching a penalty and providing an assist for the second on a 2-1 victory against Chelsea, which brings my game week score of just 46 points with 486 points on the board, making a slight push with an overall rank of just under 1 million. Now, coming to the transfer, with 2 free transfers left in the bag. So the first change, Southampton Ross Stewart makes way, incomes an extra striker and probably enhancing my bench option is Matheus Cunha. With Wolves not having the best of start this season as they are still in search of the first league win, starting game week 9 could just be the week they get going after redemption. Having faced the likes of Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Liverpool, and Manchester City out of the 8 games around most of the league's top team, probably one of the reasons, if not the only, as the team find themselves in the bottom of the league. Game week 9 could be the start of the journey to redemption, with Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Southampton the next 3. Gary O'Neil side can't afford to miss the next few weeks, as these could decide the survival chances for the next year. Talking of Kuna, the forward have 3 goals in the league so far, averaging more than 2 attempts on target per match. Not bad, considering Wolves have faced some of the league's top defenses since the start of the season. With reinforcement in the front line, time to make a little adjustment in the defense, with Life Davies has got to be one of the budgeted star pick of the season after the attacking left back scored 2 goals and 18 assists in the championship last season, helping the Tractor Boys gain promotion in the Premier League. However, with no defensive and attacking output since 4 game weeks and fixtures getting no easier as Ipswich face Brentford, Leicester, Tottenham, and Manchester United next, time to replace him with another Wolves star, Rayat Nouri. The left back playing in a more advanced role, probably one of as a winger this time, finding 2 goals and 2 assists, with Wolves having a decent set of fixture from here on, starting with Brighton, Crystal Palace, and Southampton. A differential pick with the Algerian picked up by just 3.7% of the managers. So with 2 transfers decided this week, let's see how the team would look coming game week 9. So in between the post, Flecken keeps his place as the Brentford stopper, moves from second in game week 6 to first at the game week 8 with 42 saves. Adding to that, Flecken also stops the list, averaging more than 5 saves per match, with Matt Hermansen in second and Robert Sanchez in third. Meanwhile, Brentford faces Ipswich Town next at the home, with Ipswich placed bottom of the league, having taken the least number of attempts so far, with the Tractor Boys also placed bottom in terms of number of attempts on target. Moving on to the defense, new signing Ray Tatnoli is brought straight in the starting 11 with the Wolves right back ranked at 5th spot for the most expected goals among defenders, with Gabriel, Nathan Collins, De Ligt, and Milinkovic occupying the other 4 spots. Coming against a Brighton side who had a flying start to the season under new manager Fabian Husler, finding themselves fifth at the table. However, Brighton is expected to be without Joao Pedro and Danny Welbeck, two of the influential start striker, with Jakub Mente also doubt for the clash. With Wolves without a win so far, great fixtures to start to back themselves back on track. Nathan Collins is brought back from the bench replacing Gabriel as the Bees take on Ipswich Town this week. Looking at the records, the home fixture provides a huge boost for Collins as the centre back has provided 3 assists and a goal from 4 home games. So far, summing up a total of 23 points from his available 26. Christian Romero completes my 3-man defense for the upcoming game week, with the defender promoting from 6th in game week 7 to 4th in game week 8 for the most accurate pass this season. Also placed 6th among the defenders, having the highest XG. Facing off against a Crystal Palace side who are looking for the first win of the season, with Tottenham placed 2nd, having the most attempts on target after Manchester City, and also sharing the top spot with City for most corners taken by any team this season. Switching to the midfield, Salah has been impressive against Chelsea, rewarding a goal and an assist against the Blues, with the Liverpool number 11 making a huge leap from 5th spot in game week 7 to number 1 spot in game week 8 for the maximum XG. Apart from that, the number 11 ranks 3rd for the most assists provided behind Bukayo Saka and Cole Palmer, registering more than 2 attempts on target per game, bettered only by Erling Haaland so far this season. Meanwhile, facing an Arsenal side won't make the task any easier. However, Salah will want to make this opportunity count, with Arsenal set to be missing some of their key star players this week. With Gunners vulnerable, especially at the left back position, coming to the fixture, with Calafiori, Timber, and Tomiyasu all sidelined with injuries, with Zinchenko probably in a more better position to start at that side. Bukayo Saka hasn't featured in the 2-0 loss against Bournemouth, with the Englishman also not risked in the Champions League group fixture against Shakhtar Donetsk. However, as per the recent reports coming out, Saka is in a more better position than he arrived last week and could make the team sheet this week. However, Arteta hasn't revealed much on that. Hope much could be known on the matchday press conference, keeping an eye on that. However, if Saka doesn't feature this week, could be tempted to bring in one of Son or Kulusevski, with Spurs having a great fixture against Crystal Palace. Make it transfers of Davis to Ethnoli on hold for now, as don't want to take a hit or might go as it is, with Tim Bench looking much stronger than last week. Despite of not scoring against United last week, Brian Mbeumo still holds the 2nd spot jointly with Cole Palmer for the most number of goals, with only Erling Haaland ahead of them with 10 goals, with Brentford failing 2 places down to 6th since last game week, big chances created behind. Facing up against Ipswich Town, who are placed 3rd in terms of most shots conceded, with Southampton and Wolves the worst team ahead of them. With a slow start to the season, Morgan Rogers is making up for the lost time, with the attacking midfielder having 2 goals and 2 assists in last 4 game weeks, registering 7 attempts on target and providing 5 key passes during that time. Coming up against a Bournemouth side who have managed to keep a clean sheet against the depleted Arsenal side, considering with an average of more than 1 per match, which becomes more when they play away, considering with an average of 2 per match. Moving on to the striker and changing formation with 3 at the front, with scoring back-to-back goals against Chelsea and Palace, Chris Wood remains in the starting 11, with Forest number 11 managed to sneak 5 attempts on target in last 2 fixtures, resulting in a subsequent increase in his threat percentage, placed at 8th among striker in threat index. And coming up against a Leicester side who have just 1 clean sheet so far and are placed 2nd for the most shots conceded in the league, with Ipswich ahead of them conceding maximum. New signing Matthew Cunha is straight up in the starting 11, with Wolves striker averaging of almost 2 attempts on target with 3 goals in the bag. Coming up against a Brighton side who have lost some of the key players due to injury recently, with the Seagulls placed 5th in the league, registering a clean sheet so far. With no goals in last three games, City need the starman to start firing once again. Despite of being blanking in the last three games, Haaland is still the leading top scorer in the tally chart, with the striker just surpassed by Semenyo, finding himself in the second spot for total shots per game, coming up against a 19th place Southampton side, with the Saints conceding the most number of goals per game so far this season. Now, coming up for the captaincy pick with two preferred options for my team, with Mbeumo up against Ipswich and Haaland against Southampton. Trusting Haaland for the second game in a row, don't know if the Norwegian would end his three games draw this week, as City come up against one of the league's worst defense, but probably this would be the fixture I feel Haaland deserves the armband, and most of the Haaland owners would be targeting after coming back from Champions League scoring two goals. To make the selection more concrete, Saints number one Aaron Ramsdale have averagely considered most number of goals per match, almost three per match in the league so far. And